like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs, Views, and Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers.
How the heck is everybody? Maybe a little cold on this windy Monday. Welcome on in. Huebs, Views, and Brews. I'm Fred Hubner. We're live from the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 studios here in beautiful downtown Lockport, Illinois. And we got a lot to talk about. I know we don't have a Bear game from yesterday to talk about, but there's still things to discuss after their loss to the Commanders on Thursday. Also, some other football to talk about as there were some upsets around the National Football League. Got a lot of questions from my guy Mike. Mike's going to jump on in just a couple of minutes. And we also got baseball to talk about. The baseball playoffs have been awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank goodness I don't watch college football. I know it's a great week in college football. Ooh, I don't care. Baseball was so much better, except for that 18-inning game with one run scored. Okay, they got to do something. Score a run here and there. I don't want the man on second base in the playoffs, though, so we got to figure something out. We'll talk baseball. Also, before we're done, some beer talk. It is Huebs, Views, and Brews, so I always open a beer, crack a beer to start the show. And one of our sponsors, Nick and Ivy, this is my girlfriend's favorite beer, the 1853. It is a vanilla cream ale, 5.1 alcohol by volume. Not a super strong beer, but a really, really tasty and a really good beer that I've enjoyed many, many times. Not as many times as my girlfriend Linda has. But now that we are moving to Lockport, heck, the closings this weekend, we'll be drinking a lot more 1853, no doubt, at the new house. So here's the 1853. Really, really tasty. Yep, the vanilla cream ale. The vanilla comes through. It's really tasty. Really enjoy it. Good stuff. And I've only got that. I've got other beers. Someone brought Hackershore Weiss beer and put it in the fridge. I may have to hit one of those up because those are one of my favorite beers of all time, the Hackershore Weiss beer. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Don't forget, lots of other shows here on 1252. If you ever miss any of the shows, you can go to YouTube, Twitch, Spotify to get the audio of the other shows. We've got the One-Timer Hockey Show coming up tomorrow with our guy Matt and also Andrew Faubert. Wednesday, Mike's got his show, the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. And on Sunday morning, Harry and his overs and unders before getting you ready for the NFL Sunday games. I should listen to him because I've not won a bet in weeks now. It may be up to a month that I have not won a bet because I keep doing stupid stuff like playing parlays. And you want to win some money. I mean, that's how I won the big money, like $400 a month or so ago. But I had a couple of parlays yesterday. They didn't pan out because of some of the upsets in the football, in the NFL, including my Niners just look like crap, absolute crap against a not really good Atlanta Falcons team. And so we'll see how they look. They've got a tough game next week. If I'm not mistaken, they play Kansas City, I think, or somebody next week. It's going to be very difficult for the 49ers. Yeah, they host Kansas City. The Chiefs not happy after they lost to the Bills yesterday. So we'll get to that and all that in just a minute. Mike's going to join me in just a couple of minutes. But I have other beers, and I had a bunch of beers this past weekend. Our guys that were here 2 weeks ago, Paul Kreiner, Mike Condon from Noon Whistle, they had their Oktoberfest the other day. And we'll talk a lot more about their Oktoberfest, about how the Oktoberfest went. The setup there is really, really great because they have a big tent in their parking lot. They have food there because we discussed all that. So that's really, really good. Let's get a little bit into the Bears. Okay, Bears lose by a final of 12-7. 12-7 on Thursday to the Washington Commanders. And I thought the Bears were going to win this game, especially with the way they played in the second half against Minnesota. I thought Justin Fields was going to look good. Not so much. Fields 14 for 27, one interception, 190 yards. He did throw a 40-yard touchdown pass to Dante Pettis, an amazing throw as he was getting hit. Made a nice throw. Pettis with a great catch, but the Bears receivers cannot hold on to the ball. The Bears receivers cannot get open. That's one of my biggest problems and biggest concerns with this Bears team is they cannot hold on to the ball. He doesn't have enough weapons, Fields, and we know that. We knew that coming in. So I was hoping Montgomery would run the ball a little bit more. I know they're trying to let him come back easily after his injury. Let's bring Mike in. Rushing, by the way, for Fields at 88 yards. Khalil Herbert had 7 for 75. Montgomery, 15 carries. I guess that's okay when you're sharing carries, but I wanted to see a little bit more of David Montgomery. We didn't see that in the game. The Bears defense, though, they were 2 for 11, stopping the Commanders on third down. When you hold a team to 12 points, you should win the game.
Yes, 100%.
Any game in the NFL, you should win the game. You hold a team to 12 points.
Yes, and it doesn't matter what team they are. You hold them to 12 points, you definitely should win that game regardless. Yeah. The defense played great this last week, even though it was against the Washington Commanders, Redskins football team, whatever the hell you want to call them.
Right.
The defense played great. We saw great things out of Jalen Brisker, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, and Kyler
Gordon.
Kyler Gordon. I always want to call him Kyler Morgan. I don't know.
He does struggle early in games, but he gets better as the game goes on. Yeah,
he picks it back, and that's one thing that I want to get to too tonight with you is that how you fix things at halftime. What's the word I'm looking for?
Halftime adjustments, but
adjustments. Thank you.
You have to adjust as the game goes on,
and they do. And Matt Eberflus has been really doing that, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The adjustments have been there. They've been there.
Right.
And it's been absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
And I don't have one bad thing to say about Matt Eberflus and his coaching staff right now on the way they're adjusting to their opponents.
Right.
It's been fantastic
so
far through week 6.
I agree. I think it's been very, very good. Some of the other numbers from the game the other day, they had 392 yards.
Yeah.
And 7 points.
Yes.
They held Washington to 214 yards. The Bears had 238 yards rushing.
Yes.
And they only scored 7 points.
Yes.
They got into it's funny. People say, well, they got into the red zone 3 times. No. They got inside the 6 3 times and couldn't score.
Right.
That's brutal. You've got to be able to score points when you get down there. I know they went forward on right at the goal line. You've got to capitalize on these things. You've got to score. They didn't. And that was frustrating. That was the most frustrating first half of football I've seen in a while because they were able to move the ball to get down to perfect position and not do anything with it.
Right. And it's bothersome for everybody. Every Bears fan should be upset about that. But every Bears fan also has to understand we don't have the talent here.
Right.
All right. Out of the 53-man roster, 17 of those roster picks are new people learning. Out of 53, we have 24 coming back from last year.
Okay.
Out of the 53, 24 to 53 are guys that we had from last year. So
it's 29 new guys.
29 new guys. Yeah. Of those 29 new guys, thank you for doing the math.
Yeah.
That just stumped me. Of those 29 new guys, 17 of them are rookies. Of those 17, 11 of them are undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you expect out of a team that has very little talent?
Right.
I mean, very little talent. The offensive line is still in shambles. This is something I've been saying for years.
They've been bad.
And you've known me for years. Yeah. I've been saying the same exact thing now. We need the guys up front to score points. You don't move the ball unless you got the horses up front.
Yeah. They're very good at blocking for the run.
Very good. Yes.
They cannot. Yeah. They cannot block.
Right.
They cannot pass block and they cannot protect Justin Fields.
No.
Fields is on the run constantly throughout the game. All game long, he's on the run. It's brutal how many times he's running away from the opposition. I'm looking here at how many times he was sacked. He was sacked 3 times for 13 yards. Okay. It seemed like he was sacked more than that. Yeah. Or actually, I'm sorry. He was sacked 5 for 36.
Yeah. 5
that
for
made
36,
more sense.
Right.
He was sacked 5 times for 36 yards. I know he holds on to the ball too long. That's on him.
It's 100%.
He's
right.
trying to make plays, and he's holding on to the ball too long. He's got to just give it up. He's got to not give it up, throw the ball away, do something. I mean, I watched some games yesterday. Tom Brady had a screen pass called. He saw it wasn't happening. He threw the ball at their feet immediately.
Right.
No pressure, doesn't get hit, any of that stuff. That's what Justin Fields has to learn. He's got the ability. He can scramble. He can run. We saw he can throw the ball. We know he can throw the ball. He's thrown some nice passes. The pass to Dante Pettis in the end zone for the touchdown, beautiful. Yeah. He put it the only place he could. He got smoked as soon as he did it, and it was a great pass, great catch. One of the few good catches that Bears receivers have made.
Right.
I know Mooney had a really nice one in Minnesota.
He also dropped one last week that would have been a winner.
Pettis
he also dropped one 2 weeks ago that would have been a winner for the Vikings. I know. I was really high up. I was really high horsing it. I really was. I thought Darnell Mooney could be the next Tyreek Hill.
Yes, you did.
Darnell Mooney is a scrub.
Well, I'm not going to go that far.
That's where I'm at.
That's where you're at?
I'm done.
Okay.
I am 100% done with Darnell Mooney. And I mean that. I've watched him over the last couple of weeks. I'm done with him. I don't care anymore. If you can't make a catch, an easy catch that hits you in the hands, I'm done with you.
They were hitting guys in the hands throughout. Pettis got hit in the hands. Smith-Marset got hit in the hands.
The ball taken away from him.
Yeah, he had the ball taken away from him, and he also muffed another punt. They got to have another guy return punts. They got this guy Ebner that returns kicks. He's got to learn how to return punts. They had plenty of time after a Thursday game. They don't play again until next Monday, a week from now. And we won't be doing the show at 7 next Monday. We're going to be doing the show at 6. We're going to do probably an hour-long pregame show leading you into the Bears and the Patriots. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But they got to have somebody else return punts, because if the defense shuts people down, you've got to be able to get the ball, make something happen, not give the ball up. And that's exactly what Smith-Marset did. They got this guy from Minnesota. They thought he was going to be a big help to their wide receiving core. I was a little happy that they actually got the ball to Velus Jones. They threw him a pass. Okay. They threw him one. I would like to see more. He's a guy that you brought in. You drafted this guy. You got to use him. And especially when you have no other receivers. And that's been a problem. But the offense has been tough to watch. It's weird to say tough to watch when you get 382 yards, but you got to score points.
Right.
We watched games yesterday, up and down. People are scoring points everywhere.
Not only that, but the NFL right now is a complete crapshoot. I mean, we had teams yesterday beat teams that shouldn't beat teams. We had Pittsburgh Steelers beat up on the Bucks.
It's because Mitch came in.
We had the Jets beat up on the Packers. We had the Indianapolis Colts have been a shell of themselves all year long, beat up on a team that's trending right now in the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, you had Atlanta beat my Niners.
Atlanta beat my your Niners.
Your Niners.
Not my Niners.
And then Baltimore. If I hear one more person say Lamar Jackson is the MVP, the early running of the MVP, Lamar Jackson blows. Lamar Jackson makes more mistakes in games. It's unbelievable how many mistakes he makes in games. He made a couple of mistakes yesterday. The Giants were down by 10. The Giants are not a team that can come back from 10 points down in the fourth quarter. They did. They ended up winning 24-20. They're 5-1. They were 4-13 last year. They already have more wins than they had all of last year. And Daniel Jones, 2 touchdown passes. Now, Barkley can run the ball, and they've got a decent offense. But Daniel Jones threw 2. No one's talking about Daniel Jones. We're talking about everything else.
I am.
Ryan Dable and all the other stuff.
I'm talking about both of those 2.
But you look at it, and the Giants are playing well. The Jets beat the Packers, and they block a punt. I was sitting at my buddy's house, my neighbor's house, Jason, last year when the Niners blocked the punt in order to get to the championship game of the NFC, because the Packers' special teams has been bad. And now they have the former Bears kicker. Okay. Yeah. He's there now. Yeah. Okay. And, but you're a Green Bay Packer team. You scored 10 points. Reggie Cobb went out. It looks like he's going to be out for a little while. Lazard scored a touchdown, which was fine for my fantasy team.
And Lazard also dropped like 5 passes yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. And not only that, but that offensive line, everybody's cooking up to be something awesome. The Jets were on Aaron Rodgers like stink on shit.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real.
The Jets played
7
very
sacks,
well.
7 sacks.
Yeah.
is what it was, right? I don't know. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't have it here.
Aaron Rodgers got smoked all day yesterday.
Yeah, they were all
day. They were on him like white on rice.
But see, the other guy, and we've talked about this, the Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl last year.
Yes.
They've worked on their offensive line for the last 2 years, and Joe Burrow was running for his freaking life, okay? He only got sacked once, I think, yesterday, once or twice, but he threw 3 touchdowns, threw for 300 yards, and ran for a score.
Yep.
That's the Bengals we were expecting to see. Bengals got a win yesterday, and they looked like the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday.
I want to steer this back towards the Bears here.
Yeah, because I got some questions for you about the Bears.
I want to steer this back to the Bears here. So about Joe Burrow running for his life, doing that, and still putting up all those numbers.
Yeah.
All year, and you can't evaluate last year. You can't. You can't give a grade on Justin Fields last year because what happened with Matt Nagy and everything like that. So technically, this is his rookie year in my eyes, in my head, right? And I've been waiting. I've been waiting for that Joe Burrow type of game, right? And everybody, I'm listening on Chicago radio, and everybody's just dogging this kid.
Yeah,
I mean, they're dogging him. But I want to say this, guys, for those of you guys that are listening, for those of you guys that download the show, Justin Fields over the last 6 quarters has been outstanding.
He's played very well.
Very well. Very, very well. And I'm going to give you some stats here.
Okay.
Over the last 6 quarters, Justin Fields is 27 of 42.
Okay.
For 363 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep.
And then 20 attempts rushing for 135 yards.
Well, see, we know he can do
that.
I
mean, let's do this. Yeah. I mean, like, if there's something to build up, Fred, I mean, come on.
I see it.
I got goosebumps.
You do.
I literally have goosebumps.
It's got nothing to do with golfing outside today.
Not today. No. If there's literally something to build off of, that's what you have to build off.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see my quarterback do. Okay. Last week we saw that second half against the Vikings where he went 13 to 15, 174 yards and a tutty. Right. We saw him kick ass. Five rushes for 35 yards. We saw that.
Yeah.
This week he came out, they were a little more conservative, but at the beginning of the week, coming into Thursday, I was like, this is his time.
Yeah.
This is his time. His time to shine.
It wasn't.
Against a dog crap team in the Washington Commanders. You got to go out there. You got to let this kid play. They didn't let him play. Again, they didn't let him play. And I get it. I'm not going to dog Matt Eberflus. I'm not going to dog him. You have to let him grow into that role.
Well, here's the other thing.
You got to let him grow into that role.
Is Luke Getsy, a guy that was the quarterback coach in Green Bay? He worked with Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't know how to call plays.
Right.
For a guy that has that kind of athletic ability. Maybe you need it. Maybe you need, and I know I just ripped Lamar Jackson for fumbling the ball and throwing the ball away, but maybe you need to run more of a Baltimore Ravens type offense where there's more of a threat that Justin Fields can run.
Right. Okay. I mean, and I want to tack onto that.
Yeah.
We used to get them talking about the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Brian Daboll went to the greatest situation he possibly could have. He went from coaching Josh Allen, a guy with a cannon, a guy that can run, big body, gonna plow through you to get that extra yard, to going to a big body with a cannon arm and a body that can plow through you. He literally went from Josh Allen to Daniel Jones. They're technically the kind of same player.
Well, yeah, but Jones doesn't have the arm that Allen has.
He does not.
And he doesn't have the running ability.
He does have a big arm.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the running ability.
You're right. But Daniel Jones is a lot faster.
Yeah.
Well, a lot faster. Daniel Jones had the fastest rush out of anybody last year. He was at 19.8 miles an hour.
Okay.
Like Usain Bolt coming out of the backfield.
Okay.
All right. I'm being legit.
No, I know.
It's the perfect product for Brian Daboll to fit in.
So I'm not going to take credit for this. I have some questions that I saw in the Sun-Times today.
Let's do it.
And the guys in the Sun-Times, Jason Leisure, Patrick Finley, Mark Potash, they do a great job covering the Bears. If you want to read Bears coverage, that's the place to go, the Sun-Times. Here are some questions I have for you. And there's 5 questions about the Bears.
Let's do it.
Bears are now 2-4.
Yes.
They got the Patriots coming up a week from today.
Tough game.
What is your grade for Matt Eberflus after the first 6 games?
I would give Matt Eberflus a solid, I mean this, a solid B.
Okay.
And I'm giving Matt Eberflus a solid B based on what he does for his adjustments at the halftime.
Okay.
Every game the Bears have been in and have fought to trying to win the game. All right. Not only is he also coaching up Justin Fields, but he's also giving these guys a chance to win the game. He's developing Justin Fields, but also at the same time giving them a chance to get the W.
Okay, look, the games they lost to the Packers by 17, okay? Other than that, they lost to the Giants by 8.
Right.
They lost to the Vikings by 7. They lost to the Commanders by 5.
Right. And
every game is the last two touchdown.
Games.
Right.
We can argue the last 2 games. Vikings, Commanders, those should have been W's.
Yeah. They sure could have been and should have been. Okay. I give them a B-.
Okay.
Only because of the way the team starts the game. I like his onside kick call. I like things like that.
Right.
I like some of that.
Show some balls.
Yeah, and he does.
Get out there and show some balls.
I think he does. I like the defense that he brought to this team. I like the way they get after the quarterback. That's good to see. Okay. Is Fields getting better or worse in your mind after 6 games?
The last 6 quarters is what my mind has been on. I've been stressing this. The last 6 quarters, he has actually proven to me, like, okay, maybe we finally have our guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the last 6 quarters are detrimental to me because I'm actually seeing something out of him. The next thing I want to see out of him, I know the schedule's tough. We got the Patriots, Cowboys, Dolphins, Lions, Falcons.
Yep.
All right. The one thing, the main thing I want to see out of the remainder of the schedule, I want to see just one 300-yard game out of him.
Okay.
That's what I want to see out of Justin Fields.
Okay.
If he does that, I'm happier than a kid at fat camp.
Well, and I'm looking here. I forgot. Oh, Komet only had 1 catch for 15 the other day.
Of course did.
But he had, in his previous games, he had 4 catches, 45 yards, things like that. Maybe they didn't go to him. Maybe they used him more as in a pass blocking.
Right.
Mooney was 7 for 68, and Pettis was 4 for 48. Okay. Those aren't awful numbers, but you need more.
Yeah.
You can't just throw to 2 guys.
More.
Okay. So that's your Fields. I think he's getting better also. I definitely think he's getting better. He'll get better as
the last 6
along.
quarters have been literally detrimental on my grading.
I pretty much know.
Fields.
I know what your answer is going to be to this next question. Again, they come from the Sun-Times. If you are a Sun-Times subscriber, you read it online, whatever. I know that they opened up their thing, so you can pretty much read all the Sun-Times stuff online, even if you don't have a subscription, which I got to figure out because I have one. And it's like, why does everybody get stuff for free now? But what is the Bears' biggest problem? I know what your answer is going to be.
The Bears' biggest problem is that they don't have talent, and the offensive line is terrible.
Okay.
I mean, literally, they just don't have talent.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm okay with that, Fred. I'm okay with the lack of talent that they have.
Because they're going to have money next year.
They have over $100 million in cap space. And if they continue to stink, they're going to get a high draft pick. And if they get the highest draft pick, you can trade that draft pick for a potential another two first rounders.
Sure you can.
All right. So go ahead, stink it up. All right. Now, yes, I was that guy at the beginning of the year where I said I was like the Bears are going to win 10 games.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I'll eat crow on that. That's fine. And they may not. They're probably not going to win 10 games, guys. I'm looking at the schedule.
Probably
right
not.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the schedule right here. I'd be surprised if they win another game the rest of the year. Okay. But if they stink it up and get the highest pick available and trade it for another 2 first rounds and a second rounder,
they can do
now
that.
We're looking at something.
Yeah. Okay. I think that their problem is lack of talent. And that's pretty much what you said. They don't have receivers that can catch the ball. They need help in the offensive line. The defense.
They need a tight end.
No, they don't. They got a tight end.
Cole Kmet blows.
Ryan Griffin, who couldn't catch the ball because
what happened to the one guy that caught all the touchdowns in the preseason?
That was Ryan Griffin.
No, the other guy.
I don't know who he is. I'm not sure who he is. We can figure that out as we take a break. I got 2 more questions from Mike about the Bears. We're going to talk some baseball after this, and we're going to get into some soccer. And you want to be here for the soccer talk because it's really interesting soccer talk.
Am I talking?
Yeah,
soccer?
You are.
Oh,
and I swear to God, you're going to like it because Mike even has something to chime in about. So we're going to talk 2 more Bears questions, some baseball, some soccer. We'll do that after we hear from our sponsors right here, Huebs, Views, and Brews, 1252 Sports.
Be right back.
Hello, This is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Fozzy Football, are you ready, brother? Real football action on a glossy game surface played shuffle style. Slide a shuffle puck at pass or run targets, and a free mobile app keeps track of every game detail. Easy to learn, but this game of skill is difficult to master. Take care of the ball, or turnovers will kill your drive. The game is guaranteed to get your competitive fire burning, and it's perfectly sized to take anywhere. The park, a barbecue, your next tailgate, or fun at home on game night. Fozzy Football is simply the best, most realistic and competitive game of football available anywhere. Add defense when your skill improves and take the game to the next level. The perfect mix of fast action and real football drama, where a last-second Hail Mary can break hearts or make champions.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Welcome back. We are live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 Studios here in beautiful downtown Lockport,
where we are going to be on October 30th.
October 30th
For the Cowboys game.
Yeah.
Best dressed Ditka is going to win some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, best dressed Ditka, make sure you come in there with the stash, the whole kick and caboodle. You're going to win some cool stuff.
There you go. That's going to be on the 30th when they get ready to play the Cowboys down in Dallas. It's a noon start. After this Patriots game, the Bears have nothing but noon starts until the last game of the year.
Thank God.
They have the bye week in week 14, but you got Dolphins, Lions, Falcons, Jets, Packers, Eagles, Bills, Lions, all noon starts.
Thank God.
And the only reason there's no time on the Vikings game is it might be flexed out near the end. Okay, 2 more Bears questions. Then we got some baseball talk, baseball playoffs going on. It's some great stuff, some big surprises. We'll talk about that in a second. 2 more questions from Mike about the Bears. What has been your biggest surprise about this year's Chicago Bears?
The biggest surprise out of this year's Chicago Bears has been how well the defense has played. Not only on Kyler Gordon and Jalen Brisker and Eddie Jackson finally coming back into himself a little bit again.
He's even using his hands. He's got 2 arms.
Couldn't believe
he can
it.
actually wrap things up. Yeah.
I understand, like, he's been going through some stuff, and
right. I understand, but still,
it's fine.
Yeah,
you're there to do your job. You go to work. You do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do your job.
As Bill Belichick and
you do it once a week, man. You do it once a week.
Bill Belichick and Tom Thibodeau said, "Do your job." So, yeah, my biggest surprise is the guy in the middle. There's a couple. The guy Dominic, what's his name? Robinson.
Dominic Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy in the middle. Had no idea who this guy was. 5th-round pick. He's coming in.
Wide receiver turned into defensive end.
And he's playing great. He's unbelievable. He's playing well, getting some push on the line, doing very, very well. And that's been amazing. And I agree with you. The defense has been so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Roquan Smith leads the NFL in tackles, but there can be the last 2 games you didn't even recognize he was there. He made some tackles. He got some tackles. I think he piles on a couple times.
And not only that, but like we hear on Chicago radio here, and I'm gonna pick on Gap and J Hood. They always are like, well, did Roquan Smith? Did Robert Quinn play this week? Was he active this week? He has been a ghost on that defense right now.
Well, hold on. We got biggest disappointment coming up.
There we go.
Okay. So the last question is, what has been your biggest disappointment?
My biggest disappointment, honestly, I'm not going to go with Robert Quinn.
Oh, I am. 18.5 sacks last year, and I think you have 1 after 6 games. You got to get to the quarterback. And if I hear one person say, well, they're double teaming him now. No. They double team all the guys that are good pass rushers. They double teamed them last year. Okay. And I don't want to hear that. You got to be able to get to the quarterback. Robert Quinn's not doing it. He did last year. He is the biggest disappointment for me so far. He was the guy you were expecting to get to the quarterback, help your team on the defensive side. He's not doing it yet.
Right. My biggest disappointment, I got 2 of them. I literally have 2 of them. 1A, which is the same as last year, is that pile of garbage we have at tight end at Cole Kmet.
Oh, would you stop? Why don't you like Cole Kmet?
Because he doesn't catch the goddamn ball.
They didn't throw.
That's why.
They didn't throw many balls.
He doesn't do anything. He's just a guy out there.
He's a guy.
He's just a guy.
Justin Fields can go over the middle to Cole Kmet.
Not Cole Kmet because he can't catch the goddamn ball.
He's caught everything the last 3 weeks.
The other disappointment that I have is Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney has been a big disappointment in my eyes.
Well, that's only because you said he would be as good as Tyreek Hill.
I never said he was going to be as good as Tyreek Hill. I said he had Tyreek Hill potential.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And I really mean that. All right. Both these guys have been an absolute, complete disappointment in my eyes. When you have a rookie quarterback and you need some type of weapons, those are the 2 guys that you need. Those are 2 of the 3 guys that you need to step up and be a legitimate thing, be a legitimate escape route for your quarterback that's trying to learn the game. And Cole Kmet, nothing. Darnell Mooney, nothing. That's all you have is Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. Those are the only 2 that are worth a damn on this offense besides Justin Fields. And those 2 really have been disappointing me all year.
Okay.
All year.
So we got the Bears and Patriots next week. Don't forget, we'll be here at 6 next Monday night with a pregame show before the Bears and the Patriots. One more football note before we go to baseball. Today is October 17th. It is the 65th birthday of one good old number 76, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yes.
It's Mongo's birthday today. And I worked with Mongo for years on post-game shows over at ESPN. And we all know he's going through ALS. He's struggling. He's battling with this. And it's a horrible disease. You never get better. We found out during the baseball playoffs that Sarah Langs, a young girl who does stats and all these analytics for ESPN, has ALS. It's not something you get better from. So let's just pray for Mongo. It's tough for him to enjoy his 65th birthday at this time, but he's made it to 65. That's a good thing for Steve, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mongo.
Yeah, we were all at the thing they had at Mongo's in Romeoville a couple of years ago after they first found out that he had ALS, and it's sad. I heard some great stuff that ESPN was playing earlier today about Harry Callis talking about the kind of player Mongo was. And if you saw the 85 Bears, he was the guy. I've had so many Mongo stories.
Glue.
One of these days we will talk about him, all this Mongo stories, but he was the guy. Without him and Hampton, there was no Mike Singletary. They took care of everybody. Singletary was able to mop up. And because of that, those crazy eyes and him yelling, I got to know a lot more about Singletary. But happy birthday to Mongo. Okay, some baseball. Okay, they have the National League, okay? Right now, They have 2 teams left in the National League. They're getting ready to play the National League Championship Series. There are 6 teams in both leagues, the American League and the National League. The 5th and 6th seeds in the National League are playing in the Championship Series because you saw the Dodgers go out. The Padres knocked off the Dodgers. You got the Phillies, who took care of the Braves. Earlier, you saw the Cardinals and the Mets go out. So right now, you got Padres and Phillies. 2 teams, which, interestingly enough, have guys that the White Sox, and I'm doing air quotes, went after, in Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. I thought the deal for Machado was a good one. Obviously, everybody told me no, 10 years guaranteed is better than 8 years, even though he could have made more money if he played in the last 2 years, whatever. But Manny Machado is amazing at third base. Throughout the entire series with the Dodgers, they kept saying, stop hitting the ball to him. He does not miss anything, and he's hitting the ball. The Padres are a fun team to watch. Cronenworth is fun to watch.
He's awesome.
And the Phillies, who the Cubs swept.
Yes.
A week or so before the season.
The Mets, too.
I know. A week or so before the season ended, the Cubs swept the Phillies. Okay. The Phillies win their series with the Braves. Okay. The defending World Series champs, the Braves. And that's just absolutely amazing. But the Phillies, Castellanos hitting the ball. Schwarber's not even hitting the ball right now. But Harper's hitting the ball. He has 3 hits. He had 3 homers. Real Muto with a home run, an inside the park homer. The fans in Atlanta are so pissed at Acuna Jr. He was standing in right field when the ball bounced off the center field wall, and the center fielder's chasing it, and Acuna's just like standing in right field. Well, go get it.
Such a bad.
What a lame ass player. I don't care how good he is. You got to hustle.
Yeah.
And if I'm I have such a hard time with a guy like that. I don't care what kind of talent you have. You got to hustle. He's not doing it. But that series starts tomorrow. It's going to be Wheeler going for the Phillies against Darvish. And Darvish has pitched great.
He's been awesome.
He's been great. He goes out there, he pitches 6-7 innings.
Yep.
And that's some of the things you like to see in the playoffs because they go deep into games. Wonderful thing to see. And Rob Thompson, a guy that took over as manager for the Phillies when the Phillies were struggling earlier this year. And it worked out pretty well for the Phillies. They started hitting. They started doing what they're supposed to do. And now we see the Phillies and the Padres in the National League Championship Series. I'm tired of people booing the Astros for cheating. This is the sixth straight year they've been in the American League Championship Series. You know what? They're a damn good team. Everybody cheats. They just got caught, okay? But they continue to get there. They've got great pitching, a great pitching staff. They went 18 innings the other day. They lose Carlos Correa. Do they go out and sign a free agent? No. They go, we got this kid, Jeremy Pena.
Yep.
We're going to put him in. What's he do? He hits a home run. I couldn't believe I was watching all of this game. He hits a home run in the 18th freaking inning. And they win that game. They sweep that 3-game series.
I turned it on right at the right time.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Good.
Literally,
yeah.
I was like, all right, well, like this game. I'm like, no way, this is still on. I turned on, I was like, 18th inning. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I know. No, it was 0-0.
Yeah.
It was just like the Cleveland game a week or so
I
before
watched
that.
him hit a homer. I was like, you got to. I'm like, thank God this game.
You're lucky. The Yankees had Garrett Cole did a great job yesterday.
He's been awesome.
They beat the Guardians. They're tied at 2. They're playing right now, or whenever the rain stops in New York for Game 5 of that series.
I can't wait to go home and watch that.
But think about it: the National League, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets, and the Cardinals all out. All of them out.
All out. You got the 2 wild card teams left.
Yep.
San Diego and the Phillies.
And the Phillies. And think about it too. Remember, in the middle of the season, we were talking about what the hell are the Cardinals or are the Yankees doing? Trading Jordan Montgomery, a left-handed starting pitcher, for Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader has 3 homers. He has 3 homers in this series.
The other night.
Yes, he has 3 homers in this series.
The other night.
3 of them already in this series.
I mean,
so
right
they knew
now,
what they were doing.
He's never going to buy a beer ever again in New York.
No, not a chance.
Those games that he hit a homer in were huge moments, huge times where you got to become clutch, and he nailed it. He nailed it.
He's been great. So I love the baseball playoffs. A lot of people are questioning. They say, listen, maybe these teams that had a bye when they finished first and second, it was too much rest. They shouldn't rest so long.
Stop.
But you know what? When the teams that rested, they were able to set their rotations up. where the teams that won were not. They had to go with their
right now,
third or fourth
Houston's waiting,
right,
and waiting.
Now they are
waiting. I mean, come on, you're going to tell me that you wouldn't want that for your team to rest up Verlander, rest up.
Yeah, well, Verlander was so bad in the first game.
He was bad.
He was bad, but we'll see. So the Astros, again, 6 straight years in the American League Championship Series. I'm tired of people booing the Astros. Okay, they cheated. They got caught. And I said they got their punishment. People say, no, they didn't take their World Series championship away. You can't take a championship away from a team like that. Okay, they won the game. They won the games that were played. And that's that. Playoffs continue. We'll talk more about those throughout the week, the World Series, and all that stuff. Okay, now I said over to talk soccer, and when we went to the commercials and had our sponsors jump on in, Mike looks at me, he goes, I'm going to talk soccer? And I said, yeah, you're going to talk soccer, because he doesn't know this.
Yeah.
Or he didn't know it, but he loves the show. Welcome to Wrexham.
Love it. It's seriously,
it's an awesome
show. It may be seriously one of my favorite shows on television right now.
And
it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Welcome to Wrexham. If you guys aren't watching it, you need to watch it right now because it's amazing.
Well, you know, the other thing too is ESPN's owned by Disney. Disney owns Hulu. So Disney recently showed 4 or 5 episodes of Welcome to Wrexham on ESPN. And last week, the Wrexham team, they did. I watched it. They showed like 3 straight episodes on ESPN.
I didn't know this, okay.
So on ESPN2, I think. So last week on ESPN2, they showed a 4th round FA Cup qualifying game with Wrexham playing Blythe, the Blythe Spartans. And it was Saturday morning. And this was it looked like a high school game. Okay.
Awesome, though.
Awesome. I've seen more people at some high school games.
I mean, seriously, though, such atmosphere in that stadium was awesome.
It was tremendous.
Everybody is like us on I mean, when I mean us, I'm excluding you on this one. Okay. Everybody looks like us, like me and you guys that are watching the show right now. Us. We're sitting there. We're half in the bag at 10:30 in the morning. We're hanging out. We're rooting on our favorite team. We're doing our thing. That's exactly what it was like against Wrexham against Blythe. And it was awesome. I loved every second of it.
Yep.
I'm sitting there hanging out. The only reason I knew that they were on ESPN2 was because of Fred.
I texted him. Yeah.
He texted me, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking at it. I'm like, ESPN2. I'm like, you got to get out of here. I'm at a local bar that I forgot to pay the night before because
But you went the next morning
because I'm an ass bag, and I left, but I came back the next morning to pay my tab. I see his tweet and his text. Can you please put on ESPN2? And she's like, seriously, you're watching soccer?
Yep.
I see Wrexham score the go-ahead goal.
There you go.
I'm like, yeah, baby. I'm rooting. I'm hollering. I'm going nuts.
And late in the game, Blythe scores, makes it 1-1. So because of that.
And that's called a what?
What, them scoring?
Yeah. What is that called, though? Like when it ends?
At 1-1, it's a draw.
A
1-1 draw. So they have a replay. So they have to replay. And that first game was at Blythe. Tomorrow they play at the race course, which is the home field
of Wrexham,
for the Wrexham Dragons, the Wrexham Red Dragons.
Yeah.
It's the home field. That game tomorrow at 1:45 on ESPN Plus. So I have nothing to do in the afternoon tomorrow.
We should meet up.
Well, I'm not going to meet up. I mean, I'll sit at home and drink by myself.
I'll come up.
I got something to do at night. So we've got Wrexham going against Blythe in a replay, and then the winner plays either Oldham or Chester because they have replays. And this is This is just qualifying to get into the FA Cup because these are the teams that are outside of the top 4 leagues in England. If you don't follow soccer, you're missing a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. Seriously, I was never a guy. I told you.
You laughed at me.
I don't understand soccer. I don't get the time. I don't understand what the hell's going on here. I still, to this day, right now, currently, as I sit here today, I still don't understand offsides. Okay, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm still learning that there's time tacked on to the full length of the game.
Yeah.
But watching that game on Saturday morning,
that was fun.
I was pumped.
Yeah.
Like I was pumped. I was rooting on and it's a lot of it has to do with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And Rob McElhenney. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A show I've never seen one episode from.
It's hysterical.
Yeah, I've heard it's a really good show. But if you've not watched Welcome to Wrexham, you have to watch it. It's on Hulu. I think it's
fantastic.
Yeah, and it's really a good show. I think it was originally on FX, then it went to Hulu, so you can find it. Welcome to Wrexham. It's really a fun show. Rob McElhenney, and he actually gets Ryan Reynolds involved in this, and they're spending their money.
It's so good.
And it's very, very fun, very interesting.
Cool,
and you get to see all how important these teams are. Okay, we're in Lockport right now. In England,
it'd be like us buying the Chicago Fire.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But see, in England, they have England's not that big of an area. So there's England and Wales, and they're connected and all that stuff. So what they do is they have 4 professional leagues in England, and then they have what they call the National League, and then they have a league below that. So there's 93 teams, and there's a couple other teams in the other leagues. And when you win, you go up, you lose, you come down, and all that stuff. People who play softball in the city, they know about that. You're in the A League, you lose, you go to the B League, you try to win to come back up. But it's great because what they do on the show, it's not all about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney.
Right.
It's about
the team,
and
the community,
the players, the community, the bar. Oh, the bar called the Turf.
I wish there was a bar here.
I want to go
like that.
I just want to go.
If there was a Chicago Fire bar like that, I'd be there every fucking week.
There's a couple. There's the Globe. The Globe Pub is up in the city and that. But we're going to make Nick and Ivy the place to go for the World Cup.
We're doing it.
Because the World Cup starts November 20th, and we're going to be at Nick and Ivy. If I've got to pour the beers or Mike's got to pour the beers, we'll be at Nick and Ivy watching World Cup soccer all the time.
Yes.
From the November 20th all the way through. The day after Thanksgiving, they have the U.S. plays England. The day after Thanksgiving.
Tough game.
We'll be there. We will be at Nick and Ivy that day, the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday. Go wherever you want to go.
Go shopping. I don't care.
Women go shopping.
I'm parking my fat ass on my stool.
Yes.
And watching USA take on England.
We're going to have a great time watching soccer. So come to Nick and Ivy. Paul's going to be there.
He's pouring beers.
I said, Paul, you're going to have to give me a key or come on in because we're going to teach you how to love soccer.
Dude. Paul, if you're watching, if you're listening, 9 a.m.
Yeah. Well, it might even be earlier than that.
7 a.m.
Some of the games are at 7. So,
whoever who shows, you know what? I'll even say this. Whoever who shows, I'm bringing Egg McMuffins.
There, nice.
Egg McMuffins and some beers.
I like sausage McMuffins with egg.
Whatever you want. Egg McMuffins, sausage McMuffins. Tell me what you want. We're hanging out. We're doing breakfast and beers.
Can we get McDonald's to sponsor us? That'd be nice. Okay, I'm having a Hacker Shore of ice. I'm going to let Mike sit over there and drink some more. We come back. I'm going to talk about some of my beer escapades from over the weekend. A couple of beer things coming up this week. We'll discuss that. We come back. Mike, it's always great talking sports with you.
Having me.
I can't believe ESPN hasn't asked us to host on a weekend.
I know, right? I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. Probably just because you swear once in a while.
Well, I could tone that down.
I know Deion Miller. She swears too once in a while.
I've been better.
Deion swears. I know that.
I've been better.
We'll get Deion on again.
I've been better.
I'll tell her she can swear.
Yeah, tell her.
So we'll come right back. We'll talk more about some of my beer escapades, and we'll get you out of here on a Monday night here on Huebs, Views, and Brews on 1252 Sports.
Hey, this is your girl Ruby from Habano Cigars in Homer Glen, Illinois. We are the best cigar lounge around. From Davidoff exclusives to anything Placencias, from rare Opus X's, and everything in between. We literally have it all. And if it's not here, we'll get it for you. Here at Habano Cigar Lounge, we host amazing and exceptional events on the last Thursday of every month. That includes free food, raffles, prizes, and giveaways. We're open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday 9 to 11, and on Sunday 10 to 10 p.m. Again, we are located at 133 West 143rd in Homer Glen, Illinois, so drop by and give us a call today, 708-590-6473. Habano Cigars, Homer Glen. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.
Megaplex Sports Complex is a 78,000 square foot center filled with hardwood and turf. They have baseball rentals with batting cages, softball, soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, cheerleading, cornhole, basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It also features a bar and grill with the best pizza and beef sandwiches around. They cater to events such as birthdays, graduations, corporate parties, as well as memorabilia shows. Check them out at Megaplex Sports Complex, 15301 South Bell Road in Homer Glen, 708-966-4210. Yeah. Welcome back in. It is Huebs, Views, and Brews. We are live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill studio here in beautiful downtown Lockport, which I will actually have a home in like a week. Next time we're here, I will have just gotten cable installed at the internet installed, because I'm a cord cutter. You know, I'm an old guy, but I can still cut the cord and use Amazon and Roku and all the other stuff. Plus, I'm looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Plus, I'll be 4 minutes from here. 4 minutes from here, 4 minutes from Nick and Ivy. That's all it is. Can't beat it. So anyway, had some beer escapades over the weekend, okay? And we had our guys here a couple weeks ago, Paul and Mike, okay? Paul Kreiner, Mike Condon from Noon Whistle. And they were sitting here talking about their Oktoberfest, their beers, and all that stuff. We enjoyed them. I'm looking over in the corner. I see a Lisa Weapon beer from their Hefeweizen. They got so many great beers at the Noon Whistle, not only in Lombard, but in Naperville. Now, October 1st, they had their Oktoberfest in Naperville. This past Saturday, they had their Oktoberfest in Lombard. I got there at 12:30. And if you remember, and you were listening to the show, one of the reasons they called them Noon Whistle, they were in a small town growing up, and the first beer of the day was served at noon. So every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, they open, and the first beer is poured at noon, okay? So I knew that Oktoberfest was going to start at noon. Got there and had a Rausch beer, a Rauschtober that they made, a smoked cherry wood beer of their fest beer, a smoked cherry wood fest beer, and it was so good. It's one of my favorite beers I've had over the last 6-8 months, okay? And when they were here, they gave me a 32-ounce can of it. I drank that one night. That was wonderful. But I had the Rauschtober beer, and they also have food because, as we mentioned, Noon Whistle added a kitchen at their Lombard location. I had food. It was 3 sausages, 3 half sausages, a Weisswurst, which is a white sausage. They had a bratwurst and a Thuringer or something like that, and some German potato salad. I had that. Then I tried the Ghost Face gummy. I did not try the hot. I tried the medium. It was really good, and it got you in the throat. Very tasty. I saw Mike and Paul there. I told them I tried the Ghost Face gummy medium, and Paul goes, "Hold on, you got to try the hot." So he went and got me a sip of the hot. And I told you how the medium hits you in the throat. The hot hits your tongue as soon as it gets in, and it's hot. But it was good, tasty. They're both hazy IPAs. If you get a chance, they have them in cans. The Ghost Face gummy, medium or hot. Great time at Noon Whistle. I said, okay, I'm going to make 2 stops. I'm going to Noon Whistle for Oktoberfest, and then I'm going to go to see my buddy Tom over at Goldfinger. Now, Tom wasn't there, but I had their Dunkel, okay? Their Dunkel is an original Munich-style lager, and it's a little bit darker, very, very tasty. I get a Dunkel poured for me. I walk outside to their heated tents, and I see my neighbors, Jason and Renee, and they're there with Renee's sister-in-law and brother-in-law. So I'm drinking with them and enjoying it, having a great time. And they say, we're going to go to Whiskey Hill. I said, no, I've had enough. I had my 2 beers at Noon Whistle and I had a beer at Goldfinger. Now, the amount of time that's gone by is already like 2.5 hours. Okay. 3 beers, 2.5 hours. I'm a big guy. So we go to Whiskey Hill. Okay. Whiskey Hill, I had a Berliner Weiss with pineapple and coconut. It was only like a 5% alcohol by volume. It tasted like, I don't know. It tasted like a soda, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I love pineapple and coconut. It's like you're drinking a pina colada. And I had that there. Whiskey Hill was great. There were a lot of people there. Had a fun time there. And then they said, you can't go home yet. We're going to Skeleton Key. Well, Skeleton Key is right by my house. Skeleton Key is probably a half mile from my house. So I figured, okay, I'll run to Skeleton Key. I've already had something to eat. I'll be good. We go to Skeleton Key, and Renee, my neighbor, lays out a spread that I showed Mike. She laid out a charcuterie spread that had sausage and grapes and olives and crackers and cheese and all this stuff with a dip and everything else in the middle of the table. The 5 of us were enjoying that, and I had what Skeleton Key has just put on tap. It's called a Half Murderer. And one of my favorite beers from Skeleton Key is a Professor Murder. Okay. It's a hazy IPA, or it's an IPA. What they did was they cut it down a little bit so it's sessionable. And when you hear about a session beer, that means you can drink a lot of them. You can drink more of them because they're a little less alcohol by volume. This was a Half Murderer, and it's sessionable, really, really tasty. Had a chance to meet Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one of the new workers over at Skeleton Key. Talked to him, had a great, great time. We were supposed to go to Black Horizon later on that night. I never got a call. I'm still waiting. Renee, Jason, what's going on? I'm waiting. I got to go to Black Horizon, see my buddies, Charles and Kevin. But we'll get over there soon. But it was a great, great day. Had a fun time. And so Noon Whistle, Goldfinger, Whiskey Hill, and Skeleton Key. And they told me that they had started at Altar Brewing. Okay, I wasn't at Altar because I was at Noon Whistle. So Altar Brewing is opening up a huge facility in Oak Brook, right half a block away from Gibson's in Oak Brook on Spring Road and 22nd Street. Altar Brewing has a place already in Downers. They've also opened a place up at, I want to say St. Charles. I could be wrong at St. Charles or Geneva, but I think it's St. Charles where they have food there. And then they're opening this new place, a new building right in Oak Brook. Altar Brewing's doing great. If you get a chance, run on over to Altar. I've not been there for a while. And one last thing as I continue to enjoy this Hacker's Jar, which I found in the fridge here. Bubble House Brewing. We had John Miller on, and John's from Bubble House Brewing. He and his wife put the brewery together. It's right on Ogden, down the street from Bavarian Lodge, not far, and a great place in Lisle. They have their 1-year anniversary coming up this Saturday. I'm going to be busy. I got boxes and movers coming to my new house, but I'm going to try and stop at Bubble House Brewing on Saturday, for their 1-year anniversary. Cannot wait to get out there. They're doing a great job. They're making great beer. And if you get a chance, head on out to Bubble House this coming Saturday. With that said, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to go home and watch baseball. And can we petition to never have the Broncos on another nationally televised game? They play the Chargers tonight.
Or the Bears.
Or the Bears. That'd be fine. I like the Bears noon starts. Like I said, the next 9 all noon starts. We'll see what happens the last game of the year, January 8th against Minnesota. But thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, we've got the one-timer. What's it called? One-timer hockey. The One-Timer Hockey Show coming up on Tuesday nights with Matt and Andrew Faubert. Matt Bannon and Andrew Faubert. On Wednesday, it's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. And then Sunday morning, it is Harry with his overs and unders. I got to listen because I need some winners. I've been coming up empty. And maybe with the NBA starting on Wednesday, I can bet the Bulls. They get the Miami Heat on Wednesday. I don't talk much basketball. The hockey's now taken care of with the One-Timer Hockey Show. So we got a lot to discuss in the coming months. Until next Monday, remember, 6 o'clock next Monday for a Bears pregame before the Bears-Patriots game. We'll discuss that. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to you for watching here. 1252 Sports. We do it all. You can catch us on YouTube, Twitch, also on Spotify, and right here on if you follow us on Facebook. I appreciate you. We will talk to you again next week. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening